Hey guys, so we're back once again for another update on what's happening on the Philippine Stock Exchange Index. Please do note that the PSEI is a reflection of the general sentiment on the market and how the PSEI goes. It's also how not just retailers perceive the market, but also local institutions and foreign institutions as well. So from the last time I made a video, we've seen the market also go up. What's interesting about that, though, if you look at it, I zoom out from a broader macro perspective, we're still inside this very, very long and strong sideways market. The 7,500 resistance is still pretty much intact and unchallenged as well. Also, the 7,081 resistance is also pretty much intact and unchallenged as of the recording of this video. Now, that being said, if you zoom in, I mentioned in the previous videos that we made that this is a downward trending line and we broke past that. And after breaking past that, it showed us a different direction in the market as well. Similarly, also to how MACD is confirming the change in direction that's going on. So I mentioned in that video that there was a change in direction upward. Plus, it was supported by the breakout from the 20-day moving average, the 50-day moving average, the 100-day moving average, and also the 200-day moving average. Plus, while all of that was happening, it broke out from this downward trending resistance line. Now, after breaking past the 6,527 resistance, please do remember, if you've read my Stock Smarts books or attended my Stock Smart sessions, I'd always say that if a resistance is broken, it has to prove itself to reiterate that it's the new support. So as you can see right here, you have a resistance at 6,527, but it got broken out into just a couple of weeks ago with a very, very large and strong green candle, which coincided with the breakout of the different moving averages, the downtrend, and also the MACD line. Now, after the breakout, we already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 days, basically 2 weeks, reaffirming that the 6527 is the new level of support. And you also now have the 50, the 100, the 200, and the 20-day moving average reinforcing it as well. We also have another depiction that it's really a legit support because after it pumped 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 days of green candles, there was a level of selling. But after the level of selling, the 6,527 support started to hold its ground. Now, that being said, um, we are back at the resistance, the 6,703 resistance, and we're already seeing hesitation. As you can see here, the market wicked, hit 6,703, but it retraced downward. It wicked again, but it retraced downward, even with a red candle as well. Then you have this, another wick, hitting here, meaning every time for the past 3 days, as it tried to hit this level, there was a certain amount of selling, preventing the markets to push higher or to at least break out from the 6,703 mark. Then today we had a dip right here, 6,623. Then suddenly there was a surge of buying. However, it closed lower than its opening. So we are at 6,678, somewhere around that level. It's still though closer to the resistance. What I would always say for my Stock Smart sessions also is that you can just look at it from a level of risk reward. So if you're trying to measure it from here, this is the potential upside that the market could receive, and this is also its potential downside. It could go down about 2.3%, but the upside is only at 0.4%. So the narrative, if it fails to break out from the 6703 resistance, then it would be normal for it that we could it's not wrong to assume that there could also be a retracement downward as well. This pretty much will hold up though, as long as the 652 level, 6,527 level will hold its ground. Now, that being said, if the opposite happens and it breaks out from the 6,703 mark, then we get to see if the 6,703 mark becomes the new level of support. Because if it becomes the new level of support, we may see larger amounts of upside at the very least for the PSEI. So possible target price for that also could bring the markets back up to 7,081. And a breakout from that particular level would give you an upside also of about 5.7% for those who bought at this initial breakout. It gives you about 8.7%. Not as flashy as what you could normally get in US markets, not as flashy as crypto, but again, a trading range nonetheless. And it shows us also that number one, what we do know right now is it's above the 20, 50, 100, 200-day moving averages, which are generally bullish. Then we also have it in MACD above the zero line cross, and there's a change in direction as well. Then also it broke out from this downward trending slope. So there's a lot of things going on for the Philippine Stock Exchange Index. But from as what I've mentioned from a macro perspective, it still really hasn't broken out from this long sideways market. So a couple of things to watch out for the next few days is number one, 6703 resistance. It must break that to have a semblance of an upward movement. Next is 781. I let's see if it goes to that level. If it does, that could also serve as a good take profit point for those who have positioned early and positioned with good volumes as well. If it fails to break that, then that could be your technical analysis parameter also for you to be able to take profits on that on the index, or you could look at other stocks that are mirroring it, or looking at the index as a sentiment on how the market would go in general. So a couple of things. If it breaks out from 6703, then we may have a larger upside to the 7,081 level. If it goes above 781, then we could possibly see it challenge the 7,505 level, which will again make the upside bigger. So please do note the last time it went to this level was at the start of 2023, that it challenged 7,081. Then right after that, for the entirety of the year, we really haven't seen it actually go back. And please do note the last time we've been at 7,505 was at the start of 2022. So I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. No one knows how the market will go. But one thing's for sure, it cannot stay down forever. If it has been down, if it has been battered, if it hasn't really been doing so well over a stretched period of time, the larger narrative is there's a possibility that it could reverse back up. And I've been seeing this in so many years. It's just a matter of time. And I do think that's where your discipline, your patience, and you following your plan, I think will speak volumes on how profitable you would be and how you also execute on this, because the narratives doesn't change. The way to make the money in the markets is when everyone's scared, everyone's fearful, and not a lot of people want to enter. And in the world of technical analysis, that's when it's bouncing off support levels. That's when it's also reversing off downtrends as well. If you want to know more about technical analysis, check out the links down below for the books that I've written, for the webinars that I have that you can watch on demand. We talk about support and resistance. We talk about trend lines. We talk about MACD. We talk about moving averages, RSI, Bollinger Bands, Fibonacci retracements. We also talk about the parabolic SAR and so much more. So that's something that you could watch on demand, and you could watch it for a lengthy period of time from the comforts of your home. And what's nice about webinars is if it's on demand, you can watch it when you're free. If it's on demand, you can also pause it and review it and somehow get to study it more as well. Other than that, I have hundreds of videos of technical analysis here in YouTube. Check it out. And if you stayed up until the end and this gave value to you, like, share, subscribe, and smash the bell so you get updated every time I come up with new content about investing. So that's it for now. Marvin Gurmo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, and God bless you all.